So after sitting in the seat for a little bit, I decided that I'd like to angle the front up. I know there's some kits out there that do that for you. And I can see why. I spent a little time sitting in the seat while I was messing with the foot box and kind of deciding at this stage in the game, when it's easy to make changes, deciding on what is comfortable and what is not. And I stuck some wedges under the front of the seat, and yet sure enough, it's definitely makes it more comfortable. So I'm going to weld a couple of brackets in here. This one's going to sit kind of like that. So I'm going to weld that in place, and then one in the back here. It's going to kind of weld in there. I'm aware of where I'm able to bolt to. It's actually kind of a narrow spot. But I've also decided to make the seat adjustable, and I'll kind of get into that in a little bit here. But I need two positions. I need one for me and one for my wife. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll take you along for the ride. Here we go.
I can't do nothing with you.
Spent some time sitting in the seat in various positions, and ultimately decided to have the seat basically slid all the way into the back, the furthest back position. Once I had that location set, I went ahead and marked the openings, or marked the through bolts, where the through bolts are going to go. I decided to weld the bolts from up underneath, weld the heads on underneath. That way I don't need to access underneath the car if I want to change the seat position. I can do it on the fly, and that makes things a lot easier. From there, I ended up having to weld grind some of that paint away, so my welds would be nice and clean, and then jump right into welding upside down. After that, I did a couple of test fits, and everything worked out great. Now on to finding my wife's position. So here's my solution to an adjustable seat. I really only need two positions. I need one for my wife and one for myself. And I'm really hoping that she enjoys driving this as much as I know I will. I'm actually kind of looking forward to being a passenger, I think, maybe every now and then. I've got my oh shit handle, so should be okay, I think. But yeah, it's a pretty simple, straightforward solution because I'll kind of show you how it works. No rocket science here, pretty straightforward. This is my position, and this is her position. I sat her in it. Everything seems to fit nicely for her. She can reach the pedals. The steering wheel's in a comfortable location as well. Because the way the bottom seat just kind of flaps up, the bottom cushion just kind of hinges forward. This would be a super easy kind of on the fly thing to do. I'll just make sure I have a wrench handy. And you know, I can't imagine it's taking more than a minute to swap seat positions. So if we're out and about, she'd like to drive, and I can make it happen with a couple turns of a wrench. So in order to accomplish this, you saw me earlier, I welded these bolts from underneath. If I never have to weld upside down under a car where my welding helmet barely fits, if I never have to do that again, I'll be very happy. Those little drips, when they drip of molten metal, they bite. They sting pretty good. But I'm done. I don't have to do that on the passenger side. The passenger side only needs one location, so that's going to be a traditional kind of bolt through. So there you have it, my solution to an adjustable seat. So I found that, right or wrong, I don't know how others have done this, but I get the corners started here on this heating pad, so you can, when you reach up underneath the seat cover, you have something to grab onto, because otherwise it's impossible to slide this thing in place. So put this in. And you reach up under and you pull the little parts off that you started. Hey, just a word of caution. I've kind of realized as I'm moving these seats in and out, adjusting position, you're doing this before the carpet's in, so this bottom edge takes a fair amount of abuse. So I think I would have liked to have put this gray duct tape over this section here kind of before I started moving stuff around. I didn't wear through any of the vinyl in this case, but some of it was starting to get a little thin. So hey, this might be one of the first things you do to your seats when you start adjusting positions and doing a layout in your car. After struggling with to get these switches installed, the root problem being not having easy access to behind them, I decided to make a little plate here. You can see this. This little steel plate mounted the switches to it. Now I can wire up, do all my wiring on the back side, get that wire, get everything nice and clean, and then this screws in over there. So I'll carpet it first. And then this plate will be painted black and screw in on top of the carpet. It'll give me a nice finished position for the switches. I'm not trying to draw a lot of attention to them, so they should blend right in. There's just a quick peek at the wire coming out for the seat heater. So that officially wraps up the seat heaters. I plugged them in, gave them a shot. You know, I don't know how much heat they're going to provide, but they definitely warm up the small of your back pretty good. So I think they'll add a little more comfort to some of those colder nights or colder mornings. But ultimately, I think that's going to rely on a good sweater and a hat to extend some driving time. But there you have it. Seat heater is officially done.